Classic ugly tan shoes and tan belt with navy. Lopsided widow's peak? Why does it look like that? He looks like Dracula Flo with the marker. Crazy that he's only 22.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you. Good evening. I'm Charlie Kirk, founder of Turning Point USA and Turning Point Action. Together, the largest conservative grassroots organizations in the country.
Grassroots.
Thanks to our work, I talk to a lot of young people on campuses, at our events, on my radio show, podcast, and social media. Said differently, I visit college campuses so you don't have to. I hear a lot from young people about their hopes, their dreams, and their fears. You see, young people are idealists. They respond to vision. For the past 4 years, they've seen the vision of the Biden-Harris regime. That vision is, you'll own nothing and be happy. The Democrats say, instead of owning a home, you'll rent a 400-square-foot studio apartment. Instead of owning a car, you'll rent a scooter using some app. Their vision is this.
Charlie Kirk's day job is being a Nazi, so he's repackaging the, like, anti-World Economic Forum, New World Order, are you ready for the New World Order, Karl Schwab, talking points for this. It doesn't really fit when you're talking about Biden. Like, the Republicans and Democrats aren't both on opposite sides of a war for, like, housing, really. That's not really a front, but again, you know, he's kind of immersed in the culture.
Your dreams. Give up. Aim lower. Be content with less. If you're a 20-something in America, life has been really tough. You've watched home prices rise 47% since 2020. 47%. Home ownership is now out of reach unless you make over $106,000 a year. Since I last spoke at the Republican convention 4 years ago, I've become a husband and father. In fact, we have 2 under 2. I think I get extra points for that. For millions of people my age, that is a dream that feels farther away than ever under the Biden-Harris administration.
Didn't Biden announce the renter's cap today? Yeah, he was watching this live. He panicked and hit the red button.
According to current projections, 1/3 of today's
Seriously,
young
what's up with
Americans
the
will
hairline,
never
though?
get
It's
married.
very distracting.
The average American
His hairline is doing the DreamWorks, like, one eyebrow cocked stare at me.
having fewer children than ever before. Why? It's because for far too
Look
many,
at it, it's the B
simply
movie.
Can't afford them. The basic things our parents enjoyed are increasingly out of reach for Gen Z and millennials. You see, the American dream has become a luxury item for the wealthy elite. Happy countries have children. Broken countries have addiction, depression, and suffering.
It's funny because the countries that have the highest birth rates in the world are probably ones that he would use the N-word first, but if you ran down the list of other words he might use, he would probably call them shithole countries.
Democrats have given hundreds...
yeah, it's the opposite. The happier, wealthier countries actually have fewer children. It's the opposite of the truth.
...of billions of dollars to illegals and foreign nations, while Gen Z has to pinch pennies just so that they can never own a home, never marry, and work until they die, childless.
Yeah, in terms of rhetoric, Charlie, it actually is incredible to me how much more rhetorically proficient younger people who have spent time online are. It's like anyone who's kind like boomer coded in the politics game, they lose the sauce. They're all they don't know how to hold a crowd at all. Trump is an exception, but keep in mind he was a TV host for a long time. He kind of has a different background. Yeah, no, it's kind of crazy.
Under Biden, our young people own nothing and they are miserable. Donald Trump refuses to accept this fake pathetic, mutilated version of the American dream.
As opposed to 2016 to 2020, years during which Gen Z was extremely confident in their ability to grow up and get a house, you know? Guys, remember 4 years ago when all the young people were like, dude, I got everything's in line, man. I'm gonna get a house at 32. I'm gonna pay it off, you know, through my adulthood. Gonna live with my family. Remember that back in 2020? I remember.
When he was president, young people were richer than ever before, and he will do it again.
Until COVID hit, then no.
Donald Trump is on a rescue mission to revive your birthright.
Between that and the, like, completely misplaced World Economic Forum Carl Schwab "Are you ready for the New World Order" posting, it genuinely feels like he can't separate the rhetoric he's supposed to be using and the, like, terminally online far-right, like, schizo posting rhetoric, you know?
Your grandparents and those before them gave everything to hand down to you. And listen carefully, everybody.
Wait, what? If housing is a birthright and your parents and grandparents tried to hand it down to you, wouldn't you have the house? The whole point is that the older generations have houses and the younger generations don't. That is something you can literally hand down. It's not an abstract concept like freedom of speech. You can actually directly hand down a house. That doesn't make any sense. What do you mean? The problem is that they're not handing it down. That right to housing is something they're not handing down.
This is why young men are the most conservative that they have been in 50 years.
Not true. The polls that said otherwise are shitty internet polls. Most of them are like internet polls where people opt in to give answers. And obviously, if there's a poll asking, like, what are your political opinions? The people most likely to answer that are neo-Nazis who play too much Hearts of Iron 4. You know, not actually true. Consistent, reliable polling indicates that the youngest generation is still the most progressive generation. Yeah. 11% of people in a poll reported that they had the qualification to pilot a nuclear submarine. True.
To all the Gen Zers watching this convention on TikTok right now,
Skibbity.
I have a message just for you. You don't.
Sorry, wait. I tried to be faster than that. I was trying to think of a joke like to say instead of him, but I couldn't think of something in time. Phantom tax, yoink. I don't know.
You don't have to stay poor. You don't have to accept being worse off than your parents. You don't have to feel aimless and unhappy. You don't have to support leaders who lied to you and took advantage of you for your vote. America's future is a series of choices. Our current state of slow...
I could probably land a fighter jet. I could land a fighter jet very quickly.
Motion national decline is a choice. This November, we're going to choose success. We're going to choose to put the future of Americans first. We are going to choose to no longer be spectators this election. We together are going to do the work to save America. We are going to choose to work harder than ever before, to chase ballots, to vote early, to register new voters.
Let me see if I can find it. Hold on. TPUSA meeting. TPUSA was created to give the illusion. It was an attempt to rope in and proselytize to younger people that has been, to my knowledge, completely ineffective. Consistently, time and time again, there's been evidence of TPUSA just like old Republicans smiling and clapping along, like completely ineffective at building a grassroots student movement. I can't find it right now. There was this amazing photo that I remember seeing of a TPUSA meeting where the average age of the audience member had to be like 67. It was really funny. Proselytize, what does that mean? Proselytize, like to shout the benefits of, you know, to like preach about something. Proselytize.